So, what are some issues in sociological research? One of the big issues is values, objectivity, and reactivity. For most sociologists, they believe that they should not allow their personal beliefs to influence their research. Max Weber, who we talked about in Chapter 1, coined the phrase value-free sociology, stating that researchers should identify facts without allowing their own personal beliefs or biases to interfere. Value-free sociology is helpful because if you try to conduct a study and you think you already know what you're going to find, then you just might find it. Those suspicions might make you see what you're looking for and ignore other important facts. So, although it is impossible for us to be completely value-free, it does not mean that we shouldn't try to control our values and our emotions and our preconceived notions as we enter into a research process. Even though we don't live up to Weber's ideal, it doesn't mean that we shouldn't try to. Some other issues, of course, research ethics. The American Sociological Association has developed its own code of ethics to help researchers avoid bias and adhere to professional standards and to protect respondents from harm. We see this in the video on human behavior experiments. It's always important to consider the outcome of your study. If you administer a drug, is there a possibility that someone could die? If you ask questions about sensitive childhood memories, will a respondent have a traumatic experience answering them? Adhering to the code of ethics helps you avoid situations that could potentially harm your respondents or yourself. Alice Goffman's ethnography on the run, A Fugitive Life in an American City, was very popular when it was first published, but became an example of a violation of research ethics when inconsistencies were brought to light. The Zimbardo studies, the prison study, the Zimbardo prison, Stanford prison studies is another example. The Milgram study on obedience is another example. So ethics has become extremely important in the social sciences because we want to ensure that our research does no harm to the individuals that are being researched. And then, of course, conducting sociological research. Because of this conversation on ethics, universities have created institutional review boards. Most universities where research is conducted have an IRB, and an IRB, of course, is a group of scholars within a university that reviews and approves their colleagues' research proposals and makes recommendations for how to protect human subjects. Anytime you are conducting research, it is helpful to have the input of other scholars. It helps ensure your research is sound, no one gets harmed, and you are embarking on a project that will contribute to the existing literature and that other scholars will appreciate. And of course, it covers the research institutions, the universities that are sponsoring your research. They are less likely to be responsible for harm that you caused when you were out there if they run your study through their institutional review boards before you go out and do the study.